Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. To our loyal viewers, subscribers and Patreon member. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because they save lives. This is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives at this channel. We at the channel aid criminals with a passion and do not want them over here. We do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you to go to prison or the departure lounge at Madden. Moving on to today's video. Yes, over here at the Jamaica Young Police channel, we have said to you, we're all about saving lives. And it doesn't, you have some people like in life, they hack, then they think after. And this is a young man that you're looking at right there on the screen. He went to prison with Vybz Kartel, and then he was convicted later on for another crime. So he's left behind. So Vybz Kartel left bad man Kahira Jones in prison, and the man is crying daily because he has 10 more years in prison. By then Kartel is 58. Yes, Kartel is 48. So this man decided to commit crime. So that's why I will tell the youth that crime doesn't pay. And a cautionary tale of Kahira Jones. So this is a message to all young men why crime doesn't pay. And we're going to educate you because look here, we're not going to sugarcoat anything for anyone to make you feel comfortable. We're always going to tell you the real mama papa truth because we're all about here at the Jamaica Young Police channel is to save lives. Yes, that's what we're all about here. So greetings to all young men in Jamaica and around the world who are listening to us on the Jamaica Young Police channel. Yes. And first and foremost, I will big up all our Patreon members, them, yes, who have subscribed to the page and the ones who have selected to, listen to the close to 11 hours conversation between myself and that learned scholar. Those of you who know the man name, that's fine. Those who don't, that's fine too. But if you read the comments from the YouTube part 1 and 2, then you know who is the man and then you can Google him. A man who has a wealth of knowledge. So we'll just continue, the journey, so moving on. So we are here today to deliver a crucial message about the harsh realities of a life of crime. So most of you may think that becoming a criminal will earn you respect and fear, but the truth is far bleaker. So here are 3 outcomes that often awaits those who choose this path. 1. Death by rivals, friends, or security forces. To be a criminal, you must be dishonest. That's at the first trait. So if you're not a dishonest person, you cannot be a criminal, because there's no honest criminal. There is no such thing as an honest criminal. This lifestyle is built on lies and betrayal, leading to constant danger. Your rivals, your friends, or the security force could kill you. Trust is non-existent in this path, and your life is always at risk. Alright, and we'll go back and tell you now. So there's a youth from Waterford. Yeah, him commit a murder for Vybz Kartel. Vybz Kartel sent him out to east, out by Rockfort, and as him come out of a taxi, man shot him in the head and kill him. His family have to just suck it up. Who sent him out there? Vybz Kartel send him to his death. Because out this is a bad man place. Nobody not gonna talk what happened. So that's how it is. Remember, to be a criminal, you have to be a dishonest person. So your life is built on lies. This lifestyle is built on lies and betrayal, leading to constant danger. So what does I want, you know? So when you pick up and feel like you're a man, a friend, and you're a man, a G, and you're in charge, 9 out of 10 times I see people them around you give you away or set you up, make you lose your life. I am telling you that as a former detective. So many cases, but I'm not going to reveal, you know, any of them. Some people who were involved alive. So you understand what I'm saying? That goes to show you that there's no honest criminals. That's why I keep telling you people. Because what I'm saying is from based on my experience. Even some of these gunmen, some of these murderers, baby mother are women. Sometimes they are the same one who turn them into, because they have either hurt them physically or emotionally, and they have enough of them. And the only reason that they return them in is that you, as the police, promise that when you you send them to the departure lounge, or else they're not going to tell you where they're at. I am telling you. So you have to make a deal. So I don't know, oh man. So it no matter how many people you kill and you feel say you're a woman that you're sleeping with, you go to dance with and you drink up your Guinness and smoke how much weed and you come home and have sex and you fall asleep. Yeah. Yeah man, see man will come on them thing there and make you go straight to your departure lounge because you hurt her, you disrespect her, you do something to her. So not only your friend them too, where I tell you. So you want to live a life like that? Hey, go ahead, man. So life in jail, if you are arrested and charged with a crime, you end up in jail, sharing a 10 by 12. When I say 10 by 12, 10 by 12 by 16, 10 by 12 by 16, because it's a box, you understand? That's how it is, it's a box. Yeah, with other men. Yeah, so if you love men and you're a rear admiral, jail are your place. Because when man wake up in the morning and him soldier stand up, you understand what I'm saying? You then press it down or him rub it on you, I just say it go. Yeah, I tell you, so I don't know how a man love them lifestyle. So you will eat, sleep, and perform all bodily function in this confined space in close quarters. So when I tell you about bodily function, we are going to tell you, say you have to DD and you have to pee, you have to do everything right there, so, and eat. Just think about that. If you want to live a life like that, if you ever stay in your toilet and I do a number 2, if you like that smell, that aroma that coming up from your own body, imagine maybe 10 or 12 other men in I see them in a bucket. Remember, you don't have toilet or jail in a bucket them use, Yes, bucket. So Vybz Kartel, I'll get up and I'll look for a bucket and them thing. I didn't realize I'm out of jail. Because my mind is conditioned to be there. Because he has spent over almost a decade and a half in prison. So the life of a gangster is one of extreme discomfort and degradation. Ask yourself, do you want to live like this? So if you want to live, say boy, you're a bad man, you got jail, you did it, you pee, and do everything in ICM space. Your stomach have to be strong. Your nose have to be not functioning at all. Just think about them thing there. So when a man tell you on them thing there, you feel big. So boy, I got jail on them thing there. No sir, you know no ambition. Any man that got jail have no ambition. That's how we want people to treat these people. There's nothing to be glorified about jail. We soon come on to Kahira, yeah, this man with that jail a ball. You understand, Mr. Jones? He a ball like baby. So 3, we are telling about prisoners. Yeah, you got prison, you go to trauma and all them things there. So being convicted and sent to prison marks the beginning of even more significant troubles. So most men think that when they just got prison and them thing there, it's like a rodeo or vacation. Let's remind her there was a youth from St. Elizabeth, from South St. Elizabeth, that the police killed. Yes, him begged the police them for killing him, say him now go back to prison. Reason being, little before he came out of prison, he was, a man, holy man, mash him up. Mash up around there, turn him in a round hole. So when him go back to St. Elizabeth, when him stepfather pick him up from prison, his mother did not follow the stepfather to pick him up from prison because she was extremely upset with him when he went up from prison. But hey, you know, if you say I'm a bad man, so because he was, you know, people take take him innocence from around there and give him a round hole. So his stepfather, his alias is Was. You know, if you type it in YouTube or Google, you will find it. Police kill him in Nain. So his stepfather told him they had some argument. He said, oh, don't worry yourself, man. Because you work like you want to go back to prison, make them boy rape you, make you leak. And him kill him stepfather for that. Yeah, man, kill him stepfather because him don't want to go back to prison. You understand? Because guess what? When he came from prison, yeah, Was had to be wearing Pampers. He didn't want to go to the doctor to get any treatment because remember violation that, you know. And he's a little skinny guy. So you have men who are prison and them thing there where them whether or not you want to believe it, you know, although them tell us you have a rear admiral side, you have man who are a rear admiral will live in the same section as straight men, and the straight men them can't inform upon him. Because inform if dead, them can't inform upon him because them man they are bad man. How them are going to get for inform? And then you understand? Because you have to have a victim for inform. So in prison, no matter how many people you have killed, you will need to prove yourself among heartless, wicked, and ruthless men. So if you can't physically defend yourself, you may become a target for abuse. And for example, them say Ninja Man, you know, is now washing. Yeah, Ninja Man washing clothes. Yeah, him and him son that Spanish town, him a wash clothes, him man up GP. And sometimes him serve food to power to Zeke and Joel and them who done on the outside and continue to come and respect inside. So when you got a prison and them thing, nobody feel say it's a vacation. That's when the trouble start. So man, when you talk about you know the problem if you got a prison and put the 35 years and this and that, just remember all of these things. Because when you go to prison, you have to fight again. You have to fight for your life, for defend your dignity, because people are gonna violate you. So the tale of Kahira Jones to drive this message home. So let's look at the story of Kahira Jones. Despite being acquitted in the murder case of Clive Lizard Williams, Jones is the only one that remained in prison, crying every day since Vybz Kartel left behind. Yeah man, since being left behind by Vybz Kartel and others, he has lamented the loss of intimacy and the chance of creating a family. So I cry and I say, boy, his debt has soared to $70 million as he tried to clear his name. So this is a grim reality of a man who once claimed to be a bad man. So him know that a prisoner bad. Because, yeah, when them released the other 3 men them last week, yeah, them say you can't go in because you have 10 more years to go. So we are telling us, young men, there's a better path. You don't want a life of fear and constant danger. That's a life when you live as a bad man. I don't know how a man say man to live that way. You want a life of love, respect and peace. Crime may seem glamorous, but it leads to death, imprisonment and suffering. And that's how it goes. So instead of strive for a life that brings positive connection and genuine happiness, once you live that life, you will have hypertension, diabetes and all of these things because you're happy with yourself. Stay away from crime. It does not have a fairy tale ending. It's a life filled with stress, enemies, and unending challenges. I don't know no criminal. You have criminal men that wanted and anytime them get caught, the best thing that ever happened to them. Yeah, I remember a youth from Macaulay in Gaga. Yeah, I understand him in a prison now. And at one point he was framed that him committed a triple murder and him run away because him know back then and him thing there. Yeah, that him know what time it is. Him run away and him thing there. Instead him turn himself in, boy, him run away. And anyway, when he was caught by JAMAICAN police and went away, we didn't have any handcuff or anything like that. So we went for him. My team. Our team. And he sit on his hands in the back of the car. Right back to Kingston. No problem. We didn't have any handcuff. I tell you. So, and we can tell you that talking with him from JAMAICAN to Unspear, it was a relief for him, that he was in custody. But guess what? The same people where he was staying, people them in the community see him, and I know him and just report him to the police. Yeah, and them just go for him. But they never did know, say, and by the time the police them reached there, they know who he was. Because that's how it going. You understand? So just remember, as we tell you, say, choose a path that leads to love and respect. For that is the greatest gift of all. So remember, of the so-called bad man in prison, crying every day, should serve as a potent reminder that crime indeed doesn't pay. So in a tangled web of crime and justice, the story of Kahira Jones stands as a stark reminder that crime does not pay. So despite being acquitted of the infamous murder case of Clive Lizard Williams, Jones remained incarcerated, facing the daily hardship of prison life and the emotional toll of his choices. So the harsh reality, Vybz Kartel left badman Kahira Jones in prison. Kahira Jones, a co-accused in a high-profile case involving dancehall artist Vybz Kartel, has found himself in a grim situation. While Kartel's name continues to echo in music and media, Jones is left to grapple with the harsh reality of prison life. His lamentations are about lost freedom and profound personal losses he endured daily. So we at the Jamaica Young Police and I said to Kahira Jones, "Road boy, don't cry." The unseen torment of Kahira Jones. So him choose his life, So we tell him, say, no cry, man, just suck it up. So in a courtroom revelation, yeah, this is a bad man, Jones shared the profound personal cost of his incarceration. So they want to kill people, they want to commit crime, but they don't want to stay in prison. That's the part you have to understand once you become a criminal. As we tell you already, there's no happiness in being a criminal. So why you choose that life? You want people afraid of you? Eventually you're going to get killed or you're going to end up in prison. There's no happy ending to life. So he says that he's deprived of the opportunity of intimacy and a chance to build a family. His emotional and psychological suffering is evident. So look here, if you kill people and you commit crime, what do you expect? You expect them to send a woman come give you a prison. That will make prison life even more attractive. You talk about you want control all of them thing there. Yeah man, hey look here. You have to just be a real admiral inside. Just go over Boys Town. Just suck it up and go over there. I just say it because you have 10 more years. You understand? Having been in custody since 2011, Jones has seen his youth slip away behind bars. Now, 40 years old, he reflects on the years lost to the continued criminal process, which has stripped him of fundamental human experience and rights. So him claims him run up $70 million debt. Who cares? Where him forget that the money from? Unless him family are fool, want to try to save him. and put themselves in a debt. But I don't know which poor Jamaican can really. Because most of these guys who in a prison with Vybz Kartel, most of them poor. And Vybz Kartel no mind, man. He more rob them. And him man not artist either, you understand? So adding to his woes, Jones disclosed an astounding $70 million debt accumulated in his quest to clear his name. Where him get that money from? Him saying in a debt. Who lend him that money? We never born yesterday. I like peer lie that him tell. That we tell you again, there is no honest criminal. So this financial burden underscored the far-reaching consequences of criminal involvement. The relentless pursuit of justice has drained him, not only emotionally, but also financially, forcing him to take out loans to cover legal fees. So what kind of collaterals him used to take out loans? I'm like either to believe him, because I don't know an honest liar. So this debt remain unpaid and a constant reminder of his entanglement in crime. Alright, so if him come out of prison, how am I pay that $70 million? Him not educated, he wasn't a CEO, or him had to commit crime for pay it off. Him not even gonna make it, because I know the Vybz Kartel not gonna pay what no money where him owe. Because him did commit crime with Vybz Kartel, and him not expect Kartel did for cover him legal costs. So that type thing with crime. Him commit crime on behalf for Vybz Kartel, and him now Vybz Kartel is free and him there prison. So the legal battle of fight for justice, Jones alongside with Adidja, Vybz Kartel, Palmer, Mr. Frog, Mr. Bullfrog, Andre St. John, that a man we have a Asian name, and Sean Campbell, that I one of them called Sean Storm. Them have them court battle from them trial for the 2011 murder of Clive Williams, what them called Lizard. So the UK Privy Council, Jamaica Final Court of Appeal, has thrown out their conviction, but has sent the case back to the Court of Appeal for further deliberation on whether a retrial should be ordered. So the prolonged legal battle has kept Jones in limbo, preventing him from moving forward in his life. So he must say, boy, take a personal toll, deprivation of fundamental rights. Attorney Iqbal Chevaria, representing Jones, highlighted his client's ordeal, pointing out that Jones was deprived of the opportunity to create a family, a fundamental human right. I don't know what kind of lie this is about. I don't say I'm a madman. If you commit crime and you kill people, what you expect? You expect the court, the system to allow you to out there and commit crime, and that's madness. When you commit crime, you must prepare to spend the time in prison. I just saw it go. You understand? So the court learned that Jones had not been afforded conjugal visits, a privilege that could have offered some semblance of normalcy in his constrained life. So a plea for consideration, Chevaria urged the court to consider the financial and emotional toll on Jones when deciding on a retrial. As you know, all of them were acquitted by the court. Them say no retrial. Yeah, so then now, that he was convicted. Yeah, he was convicted for shooting at the police. You understand? So Kahira Jones' story is a compelling example of a far-reaching consequences of crime. Despite the initial allure of power and influence in the criminal world, the reality is life marked by loss, hardship and regrets. So he is now in regrets, living his life in regrets. Choosing a life of crime, end up in prison. Now he had received one of the lesser sentence in the murder case. Now he has been acquitted of that case, but he had another case, so he have 10 more years. He got 14 years. He got 18 years for shooting at the police. Yes. So Jones cries daily, are a stark reminder that crime leads to a path of destruction, affecting not just the individual but also their family and community. Jones tale serve as a powerful deterrent for those tempted by the fleeting allure of crime. So when a man thinks everything nice about crime, just look on Kahira Jones. The man a cry every day since the man them left. And I contemplate and I all over in my head, why if me did just behave myself and would have out there now, but them after, if them then a gang around people where commit crime, then I feel as if them have any family. Because that lack of love from them parents growing up push them into the arms of criminals, and that's where them feel family as being like a part of a family. That's how it is in a gang. The most important thing is self-love. From you have self-love, self-respect, and you respect your life, you're going to, and you respect your life, you're going to respect others. But him never respect other people's life. That's why he was a part of one of the killers who killed Clive Lizard Williams, and then him cover up the murder, and he was convicted. So Jones' tale serves as a powerful deterrent for those tempted this kind of lifestyle. There's no final. Some people might think that that crime is a fulfilling and lawful life. It's not a fulfilling and lawful life. It's underscore the importance of making choices. Crime's emotional, financial, and personal costs far outweighs any temporary gains. Without a doubt, Jones' experience reiterated that without Jehovah God and our adherence to moral and legal principle, we are indeed nothing. So now him a call upon Father God. God, as wicked as they are, when them a kill people, them not think about God. I see it and them think about. Because them want people to say how much dopey them make. But when time now for serve time, no, boy, them vex with the informer. And the people them will testify against them in court. So this is a poignant reminder that crime does not pay. So Jones' ongoing suffering and struggle illustrate the profound and often irreversible consequences of criminal behavior. So let his story be a cautionary tale for all, highlighting the importance of living a life of integrity and righteousness. So, as we tell you before, we don't have to ask, we just have to tell you, 98% of the people who are in prison in Jamaica, yes, they are from PNP criminal organization communities. So, we just have to refresh someone, So the PNP criminal organization and the Jamaica Labour Party are not the same. They have two different philosophy. Yes. Did you listen to what I talked about yesterday, Politics Watch? Yesterday, we talked, not yesterday, Sunday. Yes. If you listen to Politics on Sunday, yeah. Did you hear him telling the world that the Klansman gang in Spanish Town is one of the most wicked, evil, destructive, immoral, terroristic, and heartless set of criminals, and they breed criminals like chinks? And him say, one order is a response to their rise and preventing them from taking over their communities. So sort of action, there's a reaction. So whilst the Klansman gang them unleashed terror on the people in Spanish Town, the Labour were forced to form their own gangs as a buffer to keep them out. So we'll show you something now, because data don't lie. As I've said before, and I'll say it again, there's no other guy on YouTube that have the acumen as yours truly. None. The reason why I said that, it's based on my background. Born, raised in the belly of the beast. And the reason why I would say that there's no other guy on YouTube with yours truly acumen. Born and raised in Jonestown, concrete jungle. That's at the belly of the beast. That's where criminality birth. We're not talking about a guy who just grew up in them places. We're talking about you live it then was a member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force as a detective. It's because of my environment, what I have seen, heard and experienced, why I chose the life opposite to what contemporaries and people in my community chooses. Only 2 of us are alive out of 100 odd of us as youths from Jonestown and Concrete Jungle. 2 in our age group. Everyone, all of them are dead, and only 1 did not die and they died from gunshot wounds, except Skellion. Skellion sick and die because Skellion wasn't a bad man. Yes, Skellion wasn't a bad man. Him just riding bicycle and him go all over the place and him just beg, and he never have no skills and he never have no education. Yeah, and we used to talk. We talk even now, you understand, him always used to boast and tell people, say, boy, me and him grew up and him think me and him call me by my first name, Chris, and yeah, you understand, him proud of me. And I'll continue to share it with you. And the thing is that now, you know why his life was a fail, always him pass away. So we'll just share personal things with you guys. And he blamed his parents for the life that he was living. Because he said when he was growing up, if his parents were like mine, he would be much better off, and maybe would be as successful as yours truly, as a detective, or a police officer, or a fireman, or a soldier. But they allow him to do whatever he wants, because that was love to them. And he said it wasn't love, they destroyed him. A few times, we know, talking by Fanso, that by Gemini. Fanso, may his soul rest in peace. Yeah, Fanso used to live with me at the same area at Jonestown, and then he moved on and all of these things. Him used to, man, him can roast fish, good man, and good, Fanso. At one point, I was having a conversation with Skillen and him start crying. I said, boy, him life waste. He could have turned back the hands of time. And him parents, them fail him and them mash up him life. Because they never see what my parents had seen then. I see him on a few occasions, and I want to tell you that he never begged me or anything like that. If I go to Fanso, and he's there, I'm gonna see me ask me if he want a lunch, and him say, I'm tell Fanso to serve him, and when me I leave, me give him a thing, buy him 2 beer, and him never beg me yet. But him always proud of me. And I always tell my people, say, boy, we grew up together, and I say, put to school and see him all, even like when we used to, back in the days when you have Cactus in a 93, Portmore, you understand, there's a guy that a Kunda brother Kenny, he was one of the security, and then him to asylum, and I let Kenny know him, and based on that, him going to the club them free all the time, may I tell you. So, and may his soul rest in peace. Yeah, so we'll just give you some back, as we tell you, over years on entertainment, these are some deep things, because we are out here for save lives. That's it. So did you know that in some PMP communities, crime rates can be up to 80% higher than in surrounding areas? So you have a part in a Waterford that them call Boston. So you have Boston and Third World. I remember growing up in a Waterford, Boston. Everybody at Waterford knows that Boston is a labor right part in a Waterford. I don't know if any other labor right part. I don't know how it come by that, but that was what was, being said in a Waterford. Back then, nobody in a war, we nobody through no politics in the 80s. Because Edward Seaga was Prime Minister then, and if you're trouble in one of them citizen, eradication him must send for you. I tell you, straight. Yeah. So that's a shocking statistics that put things into perspective. A whopping, so we are telling you, a whopping 98% of Jamaica's prison population are people who are from mainly PMP criminal organization communities. Yeah, we know so some people say, oh, you always attack like a PMP alone and commit crime. Alright, so we're going to put it like this now. So it's a fact. That's a fact. 2% of the people who are in prison are from JLP communities. So you have 90, out of 100 people, 98 of them come from PMP criminal organization communities. And 2% are from labor right communities. So what does that say about the PMP criminal organization communities? They only breed and produce criminals. I am from a PMP criminal organization community. That's why you have a Kahira Jones, PMP criminal organization community. He lives in at Waterford. I mean, I ask you, because that's how it is there. As we said to you and we said before and we say it again, PMP, only thing PMP know to create is criminals. So let's break down the challenges these PMP communities face regarding crime. First off, local politics has a significant impact on law enforcement. In many areas, the police force is heavily influenced by politics. Yes, and political climate, which can lead to corruption or ineffective policing. Because most of these communities are PMP criminal organization communities, the police them get corrupt. Most of them, because them, when I say majority Jamaica is rural Jamaica. So most of these police officers are from rural Jamaica. And they were raised by them parents to be socialistic, thieves, liars. And then we tell them, say, Michael Manley is the best thing since iceberg. But them don't tell them that Michael Manley was the most destructive and wicked Prime Minister of Jamaica, and that Michael Manley is responsible for what is happening right now in Jamaica when it comes down to crime. I am from a PMP criminal organization community. I have seen Michael Manley on several occasions, many occasions, walking through Jonestown. People lift him and put him in the air. Them call him Joshua, like he was a messiah. But this man knew to destroy lives. Him said all of the nice things them, put criminals on a pedestal like Burry Boy and fed them up. And these are men from my communities. These are murderers. As we tell you, so over here, we always tell you the truth. We don't sugarcoat anything for anyone. So when people tell us both of them are the same, we tell you that they are not. Michael Manley sent close to 2,500 young men to Cuba to train in guerrilla warfare, in the use of firearms, use and care, making and detonating of bombs. Edward Seaga sent 0. So Edward Seaga didn't send any Jamaicans to train anywhere else to return to Jamaica and terrorize the people. Michael Manley did that. So the criminality that Jamaican people are experiencing 2024 and why this man is in prison is because of the philosophy and legacy of Michael Manley lives on. Criminality. Remember, Burry Boy and Fed 'em Up were the poster child for Michael Manley. Both men were known killers. Yes. Yeah, man, them kill people. And we're going to do a story about them. So as we tell you, a majority of the members of the police force are from PMP criminal organization communities. And they have the same philosophies as the people. And they are primarily thieves. Yes, they are thieves in the police force. And I can't tell you who are known police were people, Cowboy and Ox. Two of them are known PMP and two of them are two biggest thieves. Me ever work with in the police force. Thief on them. Yeah, Baba PMP too. That a yellow man who used to that Spanish town. Oh, the police were kill Dirtsman, one of Dirtsman killer. Yes, and you have other thief in police too. So this often results in a lack of trust between the community and law enforcement. So you see in PMP criminals them, you know, and the police, although them affect them still not trust each other. Because I guess we know. Alright, so I'll give some context about that. In the 70s, when the police, they are the ones that were issuing guns for the PMP criminal organization. at the time Michael Manley was Prime Minister. And it was the same police officers who were issuing the guns to these men. They would put them out. Yeah, we just tell you how to operate. That's why I tell us a crime to pay. And they would take these men out, commit crime, like a police one named Big Youth. I talk about him, Barry Armington, Police Barry. And they would take these young men and in a mark police week and then go out there and commit crime and kill people. And then after a while, after election, you know, when them get orders to kill these men, they won't come for them in a police vehicle. Then the next thing you hear, and they know, say, them kill them in a shootout. And the people them say, wait, how police kill them, kill Junior in a shootout and a Junior and Police Barry left here? But back then people never used to demonstrate because they weren't exposed to the American culture. At the same PMP criminal organization, criminal them, you know, came to America, learned about all of these things and brought it back to Jamaica. It started in the 90s. In the 80s when they would say I got Prime Minister, we get like demonstration from gas prices like in 86 and thereabout, and but people never said people back then, you're a murderer, you're a Don and police killer. People say, well, that's how life you live, so you just suck it up. No, people now are defend the murderer. And he might good somebody, he might rob him, or them, he might next coming like Jesus Christ. That's how the people them do it now. So, and let's not forget the role of gangs and organized crime. In some communities, these groups can significantly influence local politics. In the community of Gulf, we just tell about Gulf Gregor Park, a capture land community where the people living there, they are lazy, illiterate, thieves, covetous, bad mind, socialistic, beggy, and licky. So one man can tell the residents what kind of music they can listen or else they will be killed. That's a charge of badness, and in a PMP criminal organization done in Orange, New York, Orange, New Jersey, East Orange. And him can stay a foreign and tell the people them so them cannot celebrate the release, the acquittal of Vybz Kartel, because if you do that, your hurt is feeling. So you say all of them man, them have some effeminate behavior. So you know what further complicates the relationship between residents and law enforcement. It's a vicious cycle. And it's clear that addressing these issues is crucial for the safety and well-being of the community. Then there are socio-economic factors. Many PMP criminal organization communities struggle with poverty, unemployment, because these people are unemployable, because they're illiterate. But I tell you, dunce. And it's not that them lack access to education. They are taught that the only way you're going to make it is through crime. And they just make it look like crime is something that is to be glorified. Something that you must hold close to your chest as second and like breathing. Not knowing that there are various consequences to this lifestyle. So these conditions can create an environment where crime flourishes. As you can imagine, when people are desperate, they will turn to illegal activities to survive. So these people become criminals because according to them unemployable and all of these things. They want other people to feel sorry for them, and them believe say, boy, what you have, you forgive them, and them to come and thief. Just like how in a hurricane, several Jamaicans have lost them tank. Boy, them go there and thief them tank and all of these things. Thief it and sell it. That is just wrong. That's why when I like thief. And that's how these people are. Them watch them neighbor and wait until them go to work and break into them house. But with technology now, and guess what? Whenever they do something, you must suck it up. Political influence play a massive role there. in these PMP criminal organization communities. I don't know what happened in the JLP community, why only 2% of JLP they are in prison. As I was talking with a man last week, you cannot name one JLP dan that is in prison in Jamaica. Some people have said, boy, it's because people don't report crime against, don't report them when them commit crimes. Because they normally have the little man them who front up and the so-called Dan would stay far. So that's why you don't have any Dans, not JLP Dans in prison. Like how you have a Zeeks and a Joel Andem and all of these people in prison. Political influence also plays a massive role there. In some cases, politicians might disregard crime in exchange for votes or support from local gangs. And you see it with Mark Golding. So this is the kind of corruption that can severely hinder efforts to improve public safety. But hold on, it's all doom and gloom if you live in a PMP criminal organization community. And when I tell you this now, 98 out of 100 young men are destined for prison or the departure lounge. Let me repeat myself. If you are living in a community right now, like even Waterford, just like what Kahira Jones from, out of 100 youths that live in a PMP community there that mingle and intertwine and socialize with these other youths, 98% of them, 98 out of 100 young men are destined for prison or the departure lounge. 98. Out of 100, only 2 of you are going to live. Just like with me. 98 of you are destined for prison or the departure lounge because of a life of crime that you're encouraged to follow that path and commit crimes as if it's something glorious. When you commit crime, you must say you hurt other people, you know. Violate other people's rights, but you don't want your rights to be violated. While the same community will stand up for you as a criminal, and you feel that make your ego swell. You see what happened to Kahira Jones, I cry down a GP, like baby, and you must say, boy, I can't get no punani. And him not get a chance to have no girl, no family. Him choose that life of crime. Him live with it. So while in the JLP communities, 2 out of every 100 young men are destined for jail or the departure lounge. So in a JLP community, out of every 100 youth, only 2 are destined for prison or the departure lounge. 2. So let that stick. So there is something fundamental that's different going on in 2 different communities. So as much as the PMP, all them do is breed criminals. So if you're from a PMP community, you're destined, 98 out of 100 you're destined for prison or the departure lounge. If you don't listen to your parents and read to take yourself out of poverty and leave, you are going to end up in a departure lounge or prison, like Jones. So he's responsible for producing criminals who march with known murderers on Labor Day, May 23rd, 2023. Well, let me tell you, Mark Baby Trump Golding, the foreign-born white, big belly white man whose ties to Jamaica were to rape the wife. Yeah, man, he raped the woman he called wife. He never said no black, no woman where him can, anything where he want him to get. So him just see my wife and say, give me this and rape her. Tell Baby Trump to sue me. My public figure, make him wife, or see him wife birth certificate because she was under 16 when him get her pregnant. People from close to him tell me all of these things. We never know him. We not even know him. Because we don't know licky police who walk and break from. We don't know him and we don't know Peter Bunting. And them see him and tell me all of things about them. And them call we and tell we, you know, call them have a consent and what they are not you want to believe. Remember I say, people do things for various reasons. So some people don't want Jamaica to go back in the abyss, although we are right on the edge and we kind of take time to avoid going over it. But if we don't change course, Jamaica go right over it. See Jones now, every day now, he might not regret. But hey, you choose a life, so you live it. We have zero sympathy, compassion or empathy for you. And we pray you're dead in a prison. Yeah, that we say. So did you hear what Sir Pierre Politics said about the Klansman gang? So if you don't remember, he said that the Klansman gang is the most ruthless, wicked, immoral, depraved-minded, jealous, covetous and criminal-minded from birth, whose goals are to terrorize the citizens of Spanish Town and expand their dominance, which forces the laborers to form their own gang, one order, to counter the PNP criminal organization gang. So do you want more information about who is responsible for Jamaica being a criminal's paradise and the author and importer of criminality to our shores in 1972 and sent almost 2,500 young men to Cuba to train in the use of firearms, making and detonating of bombs and training guerrilla warfare? Did you know who did not send a single young man to train in guerrilla warfare to kill Jamaicans? Edward Seaga. Yeah, the same Edward Seaga that they brainwash you to eat. Seaga never sent a single young man for train in a guerrilla warfare to kill Jamaicans. But yet still, people them in a PNP criminal organization community love Michael Manley like God. And we can't tell you. Because we know Michael Manley, and we are telling you the reason why we can't tell you, because we can't think. We know the difference between wrong and right. Michael Manley is the worst thing that ever happened to Jamaica and the lower IQ minds in Jamaica who lack decency, honesty, love, self-respect, truthfulness, a conscience, godliness, ethics and morality. And we say that without any apologies because that's the truth. Jamaican people are used to the truth because people, as a Jamaican, we were cultured, nurtured, socialized, domesticated to be liars. So although some of us as Jamaicans weren't out there committing crimes, but we were imparted these traits as criminals. Because if you look at the things, and when they say informer for dead, they're telling you to ignore your conscience, your moral, your ethics, truthfulness and decency. And even your duty as a citizen of your own community. As we say, give me Edward Seaga, give me Eddie Seaga any day. Yeah, give me Blind Aga any day. The man who did not send a single young man to train in guerrilla warfare to kill fellow Jamaicans. Those are you who know a man Oliver Burger Gully here, Trevor Bennett, Bulging, them call him Judge. Ask him. Him not going to tell you now. But me sure know say if him look back on him life, he would tell you say he would rather say forgive him Edward Seaga, the man will never send anyone, send him go train at Cuba for kill other Jamaicans and send him go to Central America go kill people over there too. And then him come back and end up in a prison. Yes. So give me Edward Seaga any day. Most PNP criminal organization supporters and activists have never identified themselves as Jamaicans. They identify themselves as comrades. Because these are not people, they are not patriots, you know. So that's why they are so quick to collect 100 US to demonstrate against Jamaican flag. Remember, say Jamaican flag doesn't represent the JLP government, you know. It represents Jamaica. Every single Jamaican, irrespective of their party's affiliation. PNP criminal organization supporters and activists have no patriotism, loyalty or love for Jamaica. They only love the PNP criminal organization. So then we burn down Jamaica and roll over ashes. The only way to take back Jamaica is to educate the dummies who are willing to read and realize that they are being used as fools to destroy their own lives. It's time to wake up to these criminals, enablers, supporters and financiers by taking back the people's mind through education. So this young man now who's in prison, Kahira Jones, who's crying every day, now him realize what it is, the repercussions of committing crimes. So if you do not want to be in prison or jail, the best thing is to do, stay away from crime, because there are consequences. But people make it sound like crime is something that is enticing, and it's a wonderful life to live a life of a criminal. And we can tell at the Jamaica Young Police Channel, that's a farce. Being a criminal, there's nothing nice about it. Because at the end of the day, you're going to end up in prison or the departure law. Because remember, you know, that this lifestyle, there's nothing enticing about it. It's a very stressing lifestyle. The first thing to be a criminal, you have to be dishonest. So when somebody said that they're a Dan or they're a G or they're this, you have to understand that a dishonest person that you're communicating with. People who are honest, ethical, truthful, decent, morally inclined human beings. They're not criminals. Criminals don't have any of these traits. The first and foremost trait for you to be a criminal, you have to be dishonest. And dishonesty comes with everything that's dishonest. You have to be a liar. You have to be a thief. That's what criminality is all about. Why you want to gravitate to such life? Why you don't want to live a life that people see you and respect you as a human being? Because you live an exemplary life. And that is what we're appealing to the youths them, to stay away from crime. You don't want to be no Kahira Jones. Kahira Jones is in prison now crying every day. People have to be, the prisoners have to console him, because you see, you know, Vybz Kartel out there enjoying himself. And Sean Storm, he's the only one that has in prison, and he hasn't transformed as Sean Storm and sharing cell with Vybz Kartel and sleeping with Vybz Kartel in prison. And now out there. The best life. You don't want people to fear you. You want people to love you. And that's the first and foremost thing. Love conquers all. If you love yourself, you're going to love another person. Because you're going to see yourself in another person. Another black man, black woman. Why you feel yourself being a murderer or a criminal is cool? What is cool about it? This is something we need to eradicate out of our society. Out of the Jamaican youths, them cranium. Being a criminal is nothing nice. Remember the first thing, you have to be dishonest. Second, you end up in a jail or the departure lounge. If you love life, why you want to put your life on the line if you lose it? One life you have. Why you don't want to live your life where you enjoy it? Why you want to live a life that when you sit down somewhere, you have to be looking and ready to run? What kind of life is that? Why that life is enticing? What about it? A man will say I'm a bad man, but yet him cannot. When him come out of him house, him have to look all over and him ready to run. Because remember, you know, when you're a criminal, the gun that you have is illegal. Although some of them have it on them at all times. But you know, them gambling with them life. One way or the other, either they depart along or prison. They're going to make you feel like you have power because of the bullet, and with the penis, the bullet look like a penis. All of these things come into perspective. If you love yourself, man, you do the right thing. It's always easy to do the wrong thing, but it's hard to do the right thing. So that's why people who want to go to heaven have to work hard. Those who want to go to hell have to work hard and just do all of the wickedness. And any idea, them same ones say them are going to heaven. That just boggle the mind. Because you can't do wickedness end up in a heaven. And if you do not believe in an afterlife, too bad for you. Because if you dream, then you have a soul. If you don't dream, you don't have a soul. And that means that you're not a human being. You have no connection to the universe or to the Most High. That's why you dream. And your soul that's speaking to you. As we say, we don't serve sympathy, coffee, tea, breakfast, lunch, dinner, or supper over here. We don't have any sympathy, compassion, empathy for any criminals. And we hope that Kahira Jones die in prison. We have zero sympathy for him. We're not sorry for him. Yeah, we hope him to make it out, make it out, for come out like Vybz Kartel. We had pray for Vybz Kartel dead inside it too, but the court released him. I just saw it go. Because them have bigger things, because these people don't care about justice. And them not ashamed. You have to understand that. Because Jamaica is a criminal's paradise. So have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.